For the past 20 or 30 years, I've been able to stop the ringing in my ears. I never thought much about it until about a year ago. I had another bodily anomaly annoying me, and I'll tell you about that in a sec. So I tried plying my ringing ear trick, and holy moly, it worked. The short answer how I stop ringing in my ears is I lean into it. I have normal, kind of crappy ears. I do not have an ear disease that I know of. I do not have tinnitus, which is a medically treatable disease, I believe. When I get ringing in the ears, to kill it, I use my conscious brain to fool my primitive brain. I consciously embrace and pretend to love the ringing in my ears, and I try to study it. First step is to move to a quiet place and turn the volume on the ringing way up. Really get in there and listen to the ringing. Try to figure out what note it is. I imagine it on an oscilloscope. I try to change the frequency. Then after about 30 seconds, my primitive brain starts to get tired of all this hard work and the volume dips. Then I develop a fake attitude in my conscious brain. Oh no, I'm losing it. And I turn the volume back up, which works for another 10 or 15 seconds until the volume lowers again. Then I panic more. I really try to consciously turn that volume up and keep it up there. And every time this has ended the ringing in my ears. It's my primitive brain being a contrary asshole, just like when I try to quit smoking, diet, or quit fucking cussing. So then a year ago, I had the hiccups all day, probably 10 hours. I was woken in the morning by a little hiccup. They were odd little baby hiccups, just one every 3 or 4 minutes. So I tried the several things I had used over the years short of the surefire hiccup cure available from any competent bartender. Bitters on a lime, I believe. I held my breath, I ignored them, I flexed on it, I oxygenated my blood, I trotted up some stairs, I drank a fresh ice-cold root beer and had a quality burp. Nothing. And then I thought, okay, motherfucker, I'll lean in. So I was due a hiccup, so I sat up on the edge of my seat. I wet my lips. I parted them slightly for good airflow. Got ready to have a much better quality hiccup, and it never came. Then hiccups again yesterday. I only had 3 in a row before I tried to facilitate excellence in hiccup number 4, and it never came, prompting this video. So what the fuck does that imply? I know my ringing ears are being caused by my asshole primitive brain. My hiccups are also? I don't even know what questions to ask about this. I'm looking forward to the comments and hopefully hearing this actually worked for someone else. Then last night, I woke and I had to pee real bad in the middle of the night. And I tried applying my technique. Did not work. Made it worse. Does not work. Much love. I'm Patrick from Little Motorcycle Movies on YouTube.